For a few seconds. There we go. So again, ladies and gentlemen, good evening all, and good evening each and every one of you. I'm Roger. Today is a very special day for at least two reasons. It's usually what is called here La Fete des Amis under Carol, Bob, and Mark's auspices. If you remember, we were here 5 or 6 years ago, I think. 5 years? 5 years ago? 6 years ago, to present the Legion of Honor to Carl. I had the utmost privilege to be the one who presented it to him. It's not without emotion that today I'm standing in front of you at the same place where Carl and I were standing, and when I presented him with this beautiful award, this red ribbon that he displayed very proudly on his chest. So Carol asked me if I could say a few words. I didn't know that I had to say a few words, but there's one thing I know: you can never say no to a Carol. Not only this Carol, but also my wife Carol with an E. So I think this goes with the first name. If your first name is Carol and you ask someone to do something, you do it, and you don't ask questions, which has been my way of life for the last years. So I will not take the floor for too long. Just again, as I said, to remind each and every one of us of Carl. It's a celebration of life. When I presented the award to Carl, I said that in presenting him this Legion of Honor, I was presenting it also to my dad, who was a veteran of World War II. He was on the fourth wave, who landed in Omaha Beach on June the 6th, 1944. He belonged to what was called the greatest generation. I'm sorry, I have goosebumps when I say that. He was of the greatest generation, so was Carl. And we have a lot to learn from these folks who are unfortunately going away by the thousands each and every day. If we are here today, it's because of Carl, it's because of my dad, it's because of the Resistance and the French World War and the Second World War. And if we ever forget that, we forget our past on either side of the Atlantic Ocean. So with that being said, as I said, Carol, I didn't prepare anything. It's just like this. I'm going to give the floor to my neighbor who cheated because he's got a speech that is written. So.
As I pick cherry, I raise my arm, reaching them, just like the man in Paul Gauguin painting, and my thought was, who are we? Where do we come from? Where are we going? This gesture sent me back to my past, so many, many years ago, to another cherry tree with this little 6-year-old boy and a little blonde girl who I was surely in love with, eagerly devour this same red fruit full of sugar and full of pleasure. This memory of such tender happiness, such childlike peace, such unlimited youth of an interminable life that lies ahead of us, is that of a small, tiny village in Normandy, one morning in spring of 1944. The Americans have landed. This sentence, which rang through the village, this word, for a 6-year-old boy were meaningless. But this image of that war will forever be in my memory. There were the German troops going up to the front. There were soldiers in the small garden of our farmhouse on the bank of the river who was reaching trout that my father fished to feed us. There was a soldier who had taken me on his knees and made me share his meager ration. He has told me to call him Otto. I thought it funny to be called like Otto, like an automotive. I must have reminded him of a son of the same age who might be waiting vainly for him somewhere in Saxe, somewhere in Bavaria or elsewhere. Then the war came. The panzer hidden in a neighboring barn. The aerial chase at once violent and beautiful. The American plane shot down. The pilot, whose body was cut in half, is transported in a small trailer for a bag by the men of the village to be buried there. After the German soldier fleeing, running across our little garden to go and hide, I do not know where, to flee from fear, to flee from death, the smell of death, the dead horse that trots on the path in the village. The arrival of the American GI perched on the chair mine. The scene of life is beautiful in reality. They threw out cigarettes, camels, lucky strike, and to the little children, funny mint bar, which had to be chewed, but of course I swallowed the first one with delight. After this fight, the GI settled in for the night in our little garden, an anti-tank gun in the pigsty where they had pierced the wall to secure the road, to free this little village, to free the road to Paris, to liberate our country. 3 GI were dead. 3 young men whose war has robbed them of their lives. These 3 young men whose youth has been interrupted, had left their family, their country, whose destiny has disappeared in the mud or rather under a tree with the tender green leaves of their last spring. There were thousands, millions trained in this conflict, like the 2 million Tommies who landed a century ago to help us correct our mistakes, to interrupt our follies. My friend Carl, who was one of them, we went through this war without dying. We was able to assume his life. He offered me the joy of knowing him, the joy of showing him my friendship, the joy of having to show my gratitude and my love. I was always emotional to be with him, to offer him what he loved, to help him walk in the last recent years. He was one of those who had given me such a long life, one of whom we owe so much, to whom we owe these years of peace and the joy of picking cherries like a little child. I do not know, as Gauguin, where we come from, where we are going, but I know who we are and what we owe you. Thanks, Carl. Mais bien, je peux le dire aussi en français si vous voulez, mais ça va peut-être trop.
Let me just say in English, Carl is really sorry he's missing this part. But he might be here.
So great to be sharing this moment with us together. We're newbies really. We only known Carl for about 2 or 3 years. But as soon as we met them, it's this wonderful spirit, both of them. The absolute love for each other. sheer determination to make the most of every single minute. So it's an absolute pleasure, Carol, to be here. It's a perfect day. We've just got a little musical interlude, some songs in French, some songs in American.
Nobody's perfect.
Yeah, I know. And some German. So I'll introduce everybody at the end with the enormous guitar is Gunther. And then the violin is Grégoire. Mike and ukulele. I'll be squeaking at you through the microphone. I'm Hilary. So have a good time, dance, drink, eat, just enjoy yourselves.
Je voudrais du soleil vert, des dentelles détaillées, des poteaux de bord de mer dans mon jardin d'hiver. Je voudrais de la lumière comme un nouvel Angleterre. Je veux changer d'atmosphère dans mon jardin d'hiver.